Well, I don't think I could have picked a hotter day to be doing this little comparison, but I think we can get through it. Ecoflow Delta Max 2, or no, Ecoflow Delta 2 Max power station. Now, this would be comparable to something like this, Honda EU 2200i. If I had this on right now, you could barely hear me talk, but if I had something plugged into this, a little bit different. Now, these things aren't completely silent, but they are quiet, and I'll show you exactly how quiet they are when I put a little bit of load on this thing versus this thing. Whether you're on a job site, at a campsite, or somewheres in between, we'll find out which one is better for you because it's not all the same. Some instances, this would be a little bit better, and a lot of the time, a power bank is all you need. The thing is that a lot of people don't realize is that this is a solar power bank, meaning that yes, you can plug it in the wall and have it charged in a little over an hour from 0 to 100, or you can go ahead and plug it into a solar charger like you can see on your screen, and you can have this charged in about 2 hours with the power of the sun. Now, that is if it's very sunny. All right, now let's imagine that we're at a campsite. We don't want to make too much noise because you know how it is at a campsite. When somebody turns on a generator to run something, it's a little annoying. But I'll just show you exactly how much noise this little generator does. It's an inverter generator, it doesn't make that much noise. All right, so just imagine now that you're at a campsite. I don't even know if you can hear me that well, but you should because I have a microphone, but you should also be able to hear that, the generator running, which isn't so bad, but it's not running on a load right now. Sitting right beside it, it's about 75 decibels. These inverter generators are also very quiet. Let's just do the same thing with this Ecoflow. Turn that on. All right, what do we have here? I'm only picking up the water boiling. And it just stopped. 1500 watts, no noise. Well, it feels a lot better being in the shade. One thing that you saw is that the Ecoflow Delta Max makes basically no noise. If you have it running for a while, the fans will come on if it's under a lot of stress. These quiet fans are very silent. They're an upgrade from the previous model. And right now, as filming of this video, this is the quietest on the market, quietest powerhouse or power station on the market of that size. So think about that. If you want something ultra quiet to bring with you camping, or just to have inside the house beside you on the couch charging your device or having your TV on, that would be the model to get because it's super quiet. One other thing about these little devices, you can get smaller ones too. This is the Ecoflow River. This is a smaller model, something that you'd bring camping and just somewhere in the tent where you can easily recharge something. It saves from having extension cords everywhere, even at home. If I'm on the deck, I can easily just bring this, or if the kids are somewhere outside and they want to charge their device, one of these little batteries does the trick. So if you're uncertain about going with a huge unit, you can still check out their website and go with a smaller unit. Well, I had to change spots again because that sun just can't stop following me. But the reason why this video is dropping today is because if it's June 28th, for the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a big sale. Link below. The unit's going to be hundreds of dollars off depending on which one you get. So make sure to check out that link below and see if you can snag one on a sale. So now I'll give you some numbers on how long this generator, or I guess power station, would be good for on a job site, running different types of tools, because obviously not every tool is cordless, some are corded, and some draws a lot of power, making you think that you probably need a generator, but you never know, because a powerhouse might just be what you need. Drill. Average wattage, 450 to 1000 watt. Continuous runtime for about 1 to 2 hours. Circular saw, 1400 to 1800 watts. Continuous runtime, 35 to 45 minutes. Table or miter saw, 1500 to 1800 watts, runs between 30 and 40 minutes. Shop vac, 12 to 1300 watts, can run between 45 and 50 minutes. Jigsaw, 300 to 700 watts, can run between 1.5 to 3 hours. Now that's on one charge. That's without any solar panels hooked in. If your solar panels are hooked in and it's sunny like today, then it will draw in power as it's drawing out power. So all of those continuous runtimes will increase. So remember that. Plus, one thing that's really good for a generator like this or a power station is that you can connect them together. Just like the Honda, you can connect a couple of them together to double up the power, bring it up over 4,000 watts. But the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max has 2 side ports on the side that can allow 2 additional batteries, can bring up the power output to 6 kilowatt. So you can actually power your house with that if you don't have huge heating systems like the house I have. I can power up my house with Ecoflow Delta 2 Max. If I put a few of them together, hook it up on the transfer switch, no problem. All right, so now let's take this to the campground. Again, just imagine that it only has 1 charge and you don't have any solar panels, so these numbers are just for 1 charge. Again, if you have the solar panels hooked up, it's drawing in power just like it's pushing it out. Electric cooking range, about 1,000 watts. Runtime, about an hour. 32-inch LED television, 50 watts, about 20 hours of runtime. A video game console between 40 and 140 watt. Now that babysitter can be there for between 8 and 25 hours, depending if you have a little CD in there spinning. Coffee maker, 200 to 400 watts, 1,000 watt peak, 2 to 5 hours. Now you'd have your coffee pretty well burnt by that time. Speakers, 10 to 100 watts, 10 to 100 hours. House fan, 20 to 100 watts, 10 to 50 hours. Toaster oven, 800 to 1,200 watts, 1 hour. And MacBook Pro, you can charge it from 0 to 100 at least 20 times using one of these Ecoflows. Compare between the 2 generators. Quietness, we've already been through that. You could barely hear it. But just to give you some figures, from a distance of 20 inches, a Delta 2 Max solar generator at low input and output of around 500 watts, it's only 30 decibels versus others that's 45 decibels or higher. That's why my meter couldn't pick it up. The wind was louder than the Ecoflow. In comparison, as you heard before, the gas generators run around 70 decibels or higher. Another thing between these two is no maintenance on the Ecoflow. Honda, there's maintenance. You have to change the oil. You have to change the gasoline if you leave it there too long because the ethanol is going to make it no good after a certain while. So you have to add some fuel stabilizers to make sure that doesn't happen. You have to turn it on, run it for a few times a year if you're just going to leave it on a shelf because it can all gum up in there. So you have to maintain it. The Ecoflow, you can just leave it in the closet until you need it. You can plug it in the wall, have it charged within an hour. You can put it out in the sun, have it charged within 2 hours. Another big upgrade between the previous generation's Ecoflow and this one is the batteries. The new batteries are lithium iron phosphate batteries, which last a lot longer, up to 5 times longer. So you can basically bring it from 0 to 100 about 3,000 to 3,500 times. After that, you get a little bit of power loss and the battery begins to deplete. So just between the Ecoflow Delta Max and the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max, there's a huge difference there. So that will last many more years than a generator that is not properly maintained. All right, so in this short video, I just want to give you the key points, the key differences between the 2 types of generators and to see if which one would work for you. Camping, Ecoflow, no doubt, but on a job site, it really depends on what you're using and for how long and if you have a sun shining, because if the sun's gone, then it does not charge as fast, if at all. It's not for everybody, but with the new technology that they've packed into this unit, it's for the majority of the people. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment and ask me anything about this unit or anything soundproofing related. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.